cardboard. Greetings everybody, Super Freddy here, back with a unique video. You've all seen the thumbnail, you've all read the title. Today I'm going to show you how to make Springtrap out of cardboard. Oh yeah! Now over the last few months, I've been getting comments on how I make these FNAF characters out of cardboard, and more specifically, Springtrap. So that's exactly what I'm going to do today. Now this video is going to be a one-to-one reconstruction of this guy, so any inaccuracies that he does have are going to be in the final product. And also, this project did take me a couple of days to do, so I'm kind of hoping you have some time on your hands. And by the way, if you actually do this project, tag me. I would actually like to see it. And also, if you like this type of content, let me know in the comments. But anyways, that's enough talking. And now I'm going to let Pass Me tell you what materials you need to actually make this project.
Michael! Don't leave me here! Michael!
First of all, you need cardboard. Obviously. Now, the type of cardboard that you would want to use is this type of cardboard. The kind of cardboard that they typically use for like cereal boxes and Pop-Tarts, stuff like that. This type of cardboard is pretty easy to bend and is pretty malleable. Now, the type of cardboard that I would advise against using is this type of cardboard. This type of cardboard is used for like Amazon packages, Walmart packages in general. This type of cardboard is not as easy to bend as the other cardboard, so therefore, it's not ideal for this project. Another essential thing that you will need is paper. What I recommend is using green construction paper as opposed to coloring normal paper by hand green. It takes a while to color a piece of paper green and typically looks a lot less nice than just having paper that's already colored green. You'll need about 3 sheets of green construction paper. You'll also need 2 normal sheets of paper, a pencil, a pair of scissors, some tape, a ruler, a Sharpie, a green marker that is a darker green than your construction paper, a red marker, a pretty decent amount of cardboard. Another thing that you will need is a reference. Remember to always use a reference. Trust me, you need it. And now with all our materials in hand, let's get started, shall we?
It's me, Springtrap. I'm back. And I'm in the back of what is it? Police automobile.
Now the first thing that you're going to want to do is cut a sort of half oval like this. That is around 3.5 inches long. You're going to want to do this again for the back of the head. It's as easy as just putting this piece of cardboard on top of another piece of cardboard and just cutting around it. There we go. Forgot to mention this, but this project will create kind of a mess. And now what you'll want is a long strip of cardboard that is about 2 inches in diameter. And we're going to want to tape this long strip of cardboard with these 2 pieces of cardboard. I suggest you start taping them from the bottom like this. Do the same thing for the other side. Fully tape the long strip of cardboard with the other pieces of cardboard. Remove the piece of cardboard that's sticking out here. And there we go. Now let's move on to the snout. Now what you'll want is a half circle like this. And like last time, we'll want to do this shape again. There we go. And like last time, we'll need a long strip of cardboard. Tape it up. And there we go. Okay, so I took a little break from the project. You know, it's later in the day. Hence the yellow lighting. But anyways, let's get back to this project. So now we're going to create the lower jaw. And now the way we're going to do it is we're going to temporarily attach the snout to the head. Like this. And then we're going to put the head down on a piece of cardboard. And then we're going to trace the area in order to make a, you know, proportionate sized jaw. There we go. And then we're going to cut it out. And there we go. The Springtrap has a jaw. But we're not actually going to attach it just yet. We have actually quite a while before we attach it again. Now this is the part where things get a little complicated. Again, we're going to want a very long strip of cardboard. And with a decent amount of tape, we're going to attach this to the jaw. And the end result should be something like this. Here we go. Now when we get to corners like this, it's best to cut up the strand of cardboard and then just kind of tape these here separately. Kind of like this. And there we go. And now we're going to create this part. I don't know what this is. It's this part of the spring lock suit, but I don't really know what it is, but whatever, we're making it. Now this is actually quite simple. We're gonna get this piece of cardboard, bend it to the proportions of the job, and there we go. This will provide some room for the teeth and purple guy, who isn't currently looking so purple. He kind of looks like a Red Skull from Marvel. But anyways, for now we're done with the head. And now, using the jaw for reference, we're going to make the body. Now the body's pretty easy. All it is a rectangle. So that's exactly what we're gonna make. It kind of looks like that one image of Springtrap. Anyways, let's create the body. And there we go. I created a rectangle, aka the body. You want the body to be almost as wide as the front of the jaw. But now that we've done the body, it's time for us to do the limbs. I'm pretty sure that limbs are decently important. As we can see with the original Springtrap, the arms are a little longer than the legs, so our new Springtrap is going to reflect that. The arms are 2.5 inches, and the legs are only 2 inches. And all of the limbs are tubes. Here we have the cardboard strip for the arms. Going to cut it in half. And now we're going to bend them into tubes. And there we go. We add some tape so they stay together. And now we're gonna do the legs. Same process. And there we go. And now we have finished the components for the suit. So now it's time to make the man in the suit. Wrong guy. Let's take out a little wheel here. Springtrap looks so dead, oh my god. So the old head fits perfectly inside, so I'm just going to copy the size of this head. The head's not too complicated. All it really is just an oval, but with a neck, of course. There we go. Make sure that when you create the head, it can fit inside of Springtrap. Now we're going to do the same process that we've done many times. There we go. Another strip of cardboard, although we do want to make sure that this one is thinner than Springtrap's head. Around 1.5 inches. Tape the pieces of cardboard together, and there we go. So anyways, that's all for day 1. Now let's move on to day 2. Take it away, future me. Thank you, past me. Let's pick up where we left off. So we're almost done with the cardboard components of this project. All that's left to do is make little Peepaw Afton's neck. It's as simple as grabbing a strip of cardboard, cutting it until it's 1/2 inch, bending it together, and then taping it. And there we go. And with that, we have officially finished with the cardboard part of this project. Yay! And now we shall move on to the hardest part. The paper. This is gonna be painful. So I say let's start with the head. So one thing we're gonna do before putting on the paper is outline the snout on where it is on the head. Like this. And now we take out the snout. And now to start with the previously mentioned construction paper, we're going to wrap it around the head. Like this. And then we're going to cut a strip of paper, but make sure it's a little thicker than the head. And then we're going to temporarily attach the piece of paper to the head with a little bit of tape. Cut off this piece of paper that is protruding from the head, as we can see here. Once we cut off that piece of paper, we're also going to temporarily add some tape and attach it to the head on this side. And then once the head looks like this, we're going to cut off this part of the paper that's protruding out of the head. We're going to want to do this for both sides. And there we go. And now we're going to gently remove the piece of tape that is holding the paper to the head. And now that we have removed this strip of paper from the head, we're now going to proceed to draw the details. For this, I will use a reference and also the old Springtrap that I made. We're going to want to make sure that the details are pretty well aligned. That way, both of Springtrap's ears have enough room to comfortably fit on his head. For this, we're going to use a pencil and a Sharpie. So I say it's time for a time lapse. This red part of Springtrap is just kind of a big gash, so feel free to make it whatever shape you want. And now we're going to outline this with Sharpie, and then we're going to color it in with a red marker. And there we go. And now we're going to cut it out and put it on this strip of paper. And there we go. And now that we're done with this, we can start with the back of the head. And now the process is pretty similar to what we did to the side of the head. Temporarily tape the piece of paper to the head, cut off the loose ends, remove the piece of paper, and there we go. And now it's time to add the detail. And there we go. But I've avoided it long enough. Let's start with the front of the head. So we're going to want to do the same exact process that we did for the back of the head. There we go. And now we're going to outline where the snout is so we can make the rest of the face. There we go. There we go. And now it's time to color it. And there we go. And so now we're actually going to cut these eyes. We are going to stab through them and make them hollow. And there we go. And once again, this project is taking so long that I have to turn on the lights because it's starting to get dark outside. Anyways, now that we have made holes on the paper, we're now going to make holes on the head itself. And there we go. And now we'll move on to the snout. Now this will be the same process as the side of the head and the front of the head. There we go. And now it's time to draw the details. There we go. So now it's time to make the nose, which is simple enough. It's just an oval. And there we go. And now it is time to tape all of this together. And there we go. And now that we have done the head, it's time for us to do this thing. You know the thing. We're gonna grab a piece of paper and bend it to be the shape of the cardboard. Cut out the unneeded pieces of paper. And then we're going to color it gray with our pencil. There we go. And then we're going to add these long ovals to the paper. And then we're going to tape the piece of paper on the cardboard. And there we go. Pretty simple. And now we'll move on to the lower jaw. Again, all we need is a long strip of paper. Then after cutting the unwanted pieces of paper, we tape the long strip of paper to the lower jaw, add some little detail, and there we go. So now this is what we have so far for Springtrap, and he looks beautiful. He looks gorgeous. But with that, we're done with day 2. How do I mess up that badly? We're done with day 2, and now we're moving on to day 3. Once again, take it away, future me. Honestly, this is taking longer than I thought. Okay, so now we're... Oh my god. Oh, I'm sorry. So now we're going to start with the teeth. Honestly, this is probably the easiest part of this project. All we need is a strip of paper, and then we'll make teeth that look kind of like this. Now the front of Springtrap only has 4 teeth on the top and 4 teeth at the bottom. Then the side of Springtrap has 2 teeth on top and 2 teeth at the bottom. Same thing for the other side. And then on this side of Springtrap, there are no teeth on the top, but there are 2 teeth at the bottom. And so we'll do the same thing for this Springtrap. And there we go. Look at that award-winning smile. And finally, we're going to attach Springtrap's head together. And there we go. And now we shall make Springtrap's ears. Because I think that's a pretty essential part of his character. You know, I kind of think he's supposed to be a bunny. So Springtrap's ears are kind of complex, especially this one. They're two-sided with paper inside of them and a lot of details, so this is going to take kind of a while. I say let's start with a small one. So we kind of want to make a shape like this. And we're also going to want to make sure that it's proportional to the head. Then we're going to want to cut it out, and then we're going to want to copy it for the back of the ear. And now we shall do the details. There we go. And now we shall make the details that go under the ear. This is pretty simple. All we need are 3 strips of paper for the wire and the endoskeleton underneath the ear. There we go, and then we're going to color them accordingly. There we go, and then we are going to tape all of this together. There we go, and now we're going to attach it to Springtrap. There we go, looking beautiful. So now we'll move on to the other ear. We're going to want to make an ear shape like this. Again, we're going to want to cut it out and then copy it. And then we're actually going to want to cut out some chunks of this paper like this. And so now we're going to want to add the details. There we go. And now we shall make the details inside of Springtrap's ear. There we go. And once again, we're going to tape it all together. There we go. Now we will attach this to Springtrap. And there we go. Looking gorgeous. So now that we're done with the head, it's time to move on to the body. We're gonna grab a piece of paper and wrap it around the body like this. Then after cutting the pieces of paper that were sticking out, we are now going to add the detail. There we go. So now Springtrap's stomach patch is a separate piece of paper. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna grab a piece of paper. We're gonna want to make a half circle. And then we're gonna want to add the details. But before we add all of this to the body, we must first cover the bottom with some paper. There we go. And now we will add this to the body. And there we go. And now we shall do the limbs. Let's start with the feet. Once again, we're going to wrap them up with paper. There we go. And now it's time to add the details. And there we go. And now we're going to make his feet. We'll grab 2 pieces of paper, trace the outline of the legs onto the feet, then we size them accordingly. And after we add the details to the feet and attach them to the legs, we are finished with the legs. And I will proceed to do the arms tomorrow. So take it away, future me. So let's get to the arms, shall we? The process is essentially what we did for the legs. We're gonna want to cut some strips of paper that fit the arms, like this. And then we're gonna want to add the details. There we go. And then we covered the top of the arms with paper, like this. And then we attached the strips of paper to the arms. And now we are done with the body. So now the only thing left to do is Peepaw Afton. So what we're gonna do is we're going to cover Afton with paper, and then we're going to color said paper in red. And this will be done to the side and the back of the head. There we go. And now we're going to make the front of Afton's face. So then you cut out a piece of paper for the front of Afton's face, and then with the help of our reference, we will draw the details. There we go. And now we're also going to cover the neck piece with some paper that has been colored red. And then we're going to tape all of this together. There we go. And now as we can see with the original Afton head, the eyes are a separate piece. So that's what we're gonna do with this Afton. There we go. And now we can place William inside of Springtrap. And there we go. So I almost forgot, but we also have to add eyelids. But they're pretty simple though. And now with all the components of Springtrap done, we're now going to tape them all together. And there we go. Here's the old one for a comparison. And I say that this Springtrap looks pretty good. And honestly, he looks kind of better than I thought he would turn out. Hell, he might look a little better than the old one. But then again, he was just born today. Unlike this Springtrap, who has been alive for a grueling 4 years. But anyways, that's going to be the end for this video. If you like this video, leave a like if you want to. Hell, let me know if you like these type of videos, and if you want me to, like, do this type of video for another character. But hell, I'll leave that for you guys to decide. But anyways, thanks for watching this video, and goodbye.